Strike the anti-project labor agreement language in section 517.
Does the gentleman offer his amendment?
Yes.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Graham of New York, page 65, beginning on line 17. Strike section 517.
The gentleman from New York is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Construction is an inherently complex endeavor. Any owner funding a construction project faces a variety of challenges, such as time and cost constraints, maintaining quality control, safety, and of course recruiting a skilled workforce. Public and private project owners are always looking for effective ways to meet demand and manage risks to the financial investors of those projects, whether they are funded through private investors or by the taxpayers, as is the case here with military construction projects. Project labor agreements are a proven tool to accomplish these objectives. The PLA is a pre-hire agreement and business model that increases efficiency and quality while decreasing overall cost. And the overall cost of a construction project that needs to be lowered, and it's based on employing skilled craftsmen and women. Use of a PLA increases the chance that a project will be done right the first time, and on budget. This also helps to ensure future building maintenance costs are reduced, providing long-term benefits to the taxpayer. However, Section 517, in practical terms, would deny the DoD and other agencies the option to use a PLA business model, even if they determine that using one would best serve the interest of taxpayers. At a time when federal agencies are required to do more with less, it does not make sense to remove this proven cost-effective and efficient option that saves taxpayers money. Also, enacting a strict prohibition on the use of PLAs represents a regulatory barrier imposed by the federal government on free market participation. Companies like Walmart, Toyota, Boeing, just to name a few, all currently use this type of business model because they have the knowledge of these very same advantages that I mentioned. Recently, I toured a 75-story Beekman building in New York City, which, without the use of a PLA, would have been capped at 40 stories. And since we're talking about public projects, according to an audit commissioned by the New York City School Construction Authority, these agreements save taxpayers over $221 million from 2005 to 2009. In 2009, Mayor Bloomberg projected that PLAs would save New York City over $300 million. And as a veteran myself, I have to point out that this is one of the only business models that guarantees the hiring of military veterans and results in a career job training. Taking this option away would disadvantage the DoD, the VA, and most importantly, our returning servicemen and women seeking jobs to support themselves and their families. Therefore, I urge you to vote yes on this amendment and to strike the language from the bill that disadvantages the DoD, VA, American taxpayers, and our military veterans. I'd like to yield time from the gentleman and my friend, Mr. Pasquale from New Jersey.
Gentleman from New Jersey.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand today with my colleague from New York, Mr. Grimm, to support the working men and women of this great nation. You might take a quick look at Section 517 in this legislation.